please stay on the line and make sure if you do have comments to stay and make those comments so that they are on the record. The commissioners do look at the case file, in order to make their decisions. So please make sure that you do have your comments on the record. And thank you again for attending, and we'll take just a brief intermission here, and we will come right back.
Hello, everyone. This is Judge Hatcher. We're going to give the commissioners a few minutes to log in, and then we will get started with the testimony. And we are not on the record yet. I did Chairman Sylvie logged in. Are there any other commissioners that have logged in? If you could speak up so I can make sure and mark your identification. Okay, we'll give those commissioners a few more minutes. I am expecting all of the commissioners this evening. And I believe we might have had, I see Commissioner Roop has joined, and along with Chairman Sylvie. Do we have one other commissioner I think might have just called in? Besides Chairman Sylvie and Commissioner Roop, are there any other commissioners on the line with us tonight before I get started with the hearing?
Commissioner Coleman is calling in. It'll be just a second.
Okay, excellent. Thank you, Jackie. And just for everyone's information, we are still not yet on the record. We are waiting the joining of one or two more commissioners. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. Let's go on the record. First, I would ask that everyone please mute themselves unless speaking. That will cut down on the noise level, and it'll also help reduce audio feedback. Today is June 21st, 2021. The Missouri Public Service Commission has set this time for a local public hearing in case number GR-2021-0108, which is captioned as in the matter of Spire Missouri, Inc. doing business as Spire's request for authority to implement a general rate increase for natural gas service provided in the company's Missouri service areas. The commission has scheduled this local public hearing to give members of the public a chance to comment about Spire's application. The Missouri Public Service Commission regulates the charges by public utility companies in Missouri to ensure that those rates are just and reasonable. The commission also regulates the quality of service and safety of the operations of public utilities. The commission is made up of 5 commissioners. The commissioners are appointed by the governor and confirmed by the Senate. The commissioners employ a staff of engineers, accountants, attorneys, financial analysts, and other specialists in the field of utility regulation. My name is Charles Hatcher. I'm the regulatory law judge and will preside over this hearing. With me tonight, as I mentioned earlier, are Chairman Ryan Silvey, Commissioners Roop, Commissioners Coleman, Commissioner Holzman, and Commissioner Kolkmeyer. This is an official hearing of the Missouri Public Service Commission, and the statements and testimony of witnesses will be recorded by the court reporter and must be given under oath. I'll begin by asking counsel to enter their appearance for the record. We do have quite a few counsel. I don't expect all of them to be in attendance tonight, but we do have a list to go through. This is going to take just a minute. First for Spire.
Good evening, Judge Hatcher. Matt Applington, counsel for Spire, Missouri, 700 Market Street, St. Louis, Missouri.
Thank you, Mr. Applington. And for commission staff.
Thank you, Judge. Appearing on behalf of the staff of the Missouri Public Service Commission is Bob Berlin at 200 Madison Street, Jefferson City, Missouri, 65102.
Thank you, Mr. Berlin. And Mr. Kleiser.
John Kleiser, appearing on behalf of the Missouri Office of the Public Counsel, business address Suite 650, 200 Madison Street, P.O. Box 2230, Jefferson City, Missouri, 65102. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kleiser. And Midwest Energy Consumers Group. Let the record reflect, we do not have counsel for that entity. Consumers Council of Missouri. Let the record note, no one answered. Missouri Industrial Energy Consumers. No answer. National Housing Trust. No answer. Renew Missouri. No answer. Legal Services of Eastern Missouri. No answer. Missouri School Boards Association. And Vicinity Energy, Kansas City. Okay, and for everyone's information, that's not unusual.
Judge, can you
Those
hear me?
parties. Oh, we need to.
I'm sorry, Judge, this is Lewis Mills on behalf of Vicinity Energy.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Mills. I
I was
appreciate that.
having a little trouble with my microphone. My business address is 221 Bolivar Street, Suite 101, Jefferson City, Missouri, 65101. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I apologize. And for everyone's information, that's not unusual. Those parties are interveners. And I just want to make sure that we offer them the opportunity to announce that they're here and participating. The process that we're going to use tonight will be to call the names that I have listed on the sign-up sheet in the order that they appear. When I call your name, please go ahead and unmute and then state your name. I will place you under oath, and then I will ask you to again state and spell your name, and that'll be for the court reporter. And then please to offer your comments to the commission. Right now, we do not have a long list of witnesses for this evening. And what I will do is for anyone who is not signed up, I will be calling for any witnesses that have not yet signed up at the end of our pre-registered witnesses. So first, our first witness I have is Habti Berhi, and I apologize for my pronunciation. The last name is spelled B-E-R-H-E, and the first name is H-A-B-T-E. Okay, we'll come back to that person. They might still be unmuting. Roxanne Putney. Last name is spelled P-U-T-N-E-Y. Okay, that is all of the witnesses that I have registered. Are there any persons in the audience who would like to give comments to the Missouri Public Service Commissioners? I do see we have a caller that just joined, and I have called our first two witnesses just for everyone's update.
Yes,
I've called Habti. Yes, who is this?
I didn't know how to register, so I hope you're speaking to me.
Yes.
So I would like to speak, if I may.
Absolutely, please. If you could give me your name first, and then I'm going to swear you in and then ask you to state your name again. So if you could give me your name, ma'am.
Peggy Nelson, and I spell Peggy, P-E-G-G-Y, Nelson, N-E-L-S-O-N.
Thank you, Miss Nelson. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth in your testimony that you're about to give this evening?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. And Miss Nelson, please go ahead with your comments to the commissioners.
Okay. Usually inflation is at 5% a year, and what they're wanting is 5.6, which exceeds that. And these people who are getting Social Security are getting only a 2.5, I think, percent increase yearly. So that's like running them down into the ground even further. And somebody else was asking for it was Scott Rate, I believe, or Scott Liefeld wanted a return of 7.2%. That's outrageously high. We're just coming out of COVID. Everything is taking inflationary jumps on everything. Spire was not shut down. They got my money continuously. So adding 65 million and 47 million is excessive in my opinion. So because of these jumps in what they want, I don't think they should have the increase because they have a monopoly. A more reasonable rate of 2%, which would be normal for working adults, exempting seniors who are on a fixed income or people who no longer can work, like disabled people, should be exempt from having any kind of an increase if you think it's something they deserve, which I think it's too high already, that they do have profit. They're not hurting to where they just can't go on. They have profit. So an additional case-by-case individuals who just can't come up with more money, I think they should be exempt from an increase too. So, please don't allow them to increase our rates because I think it's too excessive.
Thank you, Ms. Nelson.
Yeah.
And can you tell me what part of Spire's service area you receive service in?
I'm in St. Louis County.
Okay. Thank you,
I did
ma'am.
like it. Okay, go ahead.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say that I did like it. There was a grandfather clause on the $47 million for infrastructure improvements. But the 9 years, that puts it at 2030. So that's, really far in the future that we have to keep paying. I just really don't think everybody should have to pay. Some people can afford, but there are a lot that can't. They've been out of work and they're asking for assistance. I'm worried about our economy collapsing as it is because it's so stressed. I don't know where all the stimulus money is coming from. But, it sure did help me. I paid my credit cards off. I have paid up my incidentals. And even though I paid them, I'm getting repeat bills for the same thing as if I never paid. I'm receiving bills from 2020 for stuff that was never done. And it's really annoying that this kind of stuff gets done. People have been stealing right and left. We all know that the Black Lives Matter and Me Too stuff has been in the media a lot, but the stealing has got to stop, and this is creating a civil war from everybody that lives here. So to ask us for more money is just putting a bind on everybody. I don't think they should get it. And if you do approve it, that it should be much less than as high as 7.2%. That's way too high. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Nelson. Did we have any commissioners who would like to ask Ms. Nelson any questions?
No questions, Judge.
Not at this
Thank
time,
you.
Judge.
No questions, Judge.
Thank you for your testimony, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Nelson. You are excused. Of course, please stay on the line for the rest of the hearing if you'd like. I would like to.
Judge, did you get Commissioner Holzman's on?
Yes, Commissioner, I sure did.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Not a problem.
There was one more thing I would like to add.
Yes, Ms. Nelson, go
When we
ahead.
had a question, there was a question and answer period prior to the beginning of the testimony, and someone was saying, don't touch her. I don't think anybody should be bullied and have to give anything up that is really rightfully theirs. There's just way too much stealing going on, and bullying has got to stop. There are laws against that, and the people need to stand up and stick up for themselves in these cases, just like they need to testify tonight, that not more money be charged for something that was continuously given to a monopoly situation. We don't have another choice for natural gas other than to just not use it at all and replace everything with electric if they want to keep charging.
Okay, I appreciate your comments, Ms. Nelson. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Our next witness is Hapti Berhe. The last name is spelled B as in boy, E-R-H-E. Okay, that is the only witness I have signed up for tonight. And Ms. Nelson has testified. Were there any other witnesses that would like to testify this evening? Otherwise, we'll be closing.
Judge, I'd like to. Yes,
Yes.
Judge, I'd like to comment if you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you just fine. Could you give me your name, please?
Yes, my name is Sean Doyle. First name spelled S-H-A-U-G-H-N. Last name D like David, O-Y-E-L. And I live in the city of St. Louis.
Thank you, Mr. Doyle. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give this evening is the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you, sir. And please go ahead and give your comments to the commissioners.
Okay. I would like to make a comment
really based on timing of the request more than anything else. For this particular company, the request was officially made public almost 1 month after a previous public statement making the comment of how the board of directors of the company had decided to increase the dividends for the shareholders. And then the following month, the company now asks the customers to pay even more money. Those two things should not ever be that close together. Rewarding your shareholders and then asking your customers to pay more. The second part of my comment, again, goes to timing. We are still in a pandemic. I hope that the commissioners keep that thought in mind. We are not out of the pandemic yet, and consumer prices across the board for everything is increasing. The last thing that Missouri customers need is an additional increase in a utility. With food prices going up, grocery prices, lumber prices, commercial prices, retail prices, everything else is going up because of trying to come out of the pandemic, and I understand that. A public utility such as this one is a monopoly. Customers do not have the option to go to a different store for a cheaper price. They have choices. You pay what Spire says to pay, or you don't have a gas utility. It's that simple. My question on timing is, for the commissioners, I hope that they do take into consideration the economic impact currently in Missouri, the fact that we are still in a pandemic, it is not over yet, and perhaps wait 1 year. Revisit this rate increase question 1 year from today. I think with things going in a positive direction, 1 year's wait will make a huge difference, to the point that an increase 1 year from now will not have the impact on households and businesses that it would have if it were to go into effect this summer as opposed to next summer. That is my comment. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Doyle. Do any of our commissioners have a question for Mr. Doyle?
No questions, Judge. Thank you for your testimony, sir.
Thank you,
No
Mr.
questions,
Chairman.
Judge. Thank you.
No questions, Judge. Thank you for your testimony.
Thank you all. Mr. Doyle, you are excused from the proverbial witness stand. You're, of course, welcome to stick around. The hearing is just about completed. I'll give one more call for any witnesses who would like to speak up.
Your Honor, John
Yes.
Kleiser with the Missouri Office of Public Counsel.
Yes.
I just want to remind anybody who has called into the WebEx platform from their phone that they might be muted from our end and that they need to hit *6 in order to unmute themselves from the application side. And I would further ask, Judge, if it's within reason that you might unmute all before polling, and unmute all and poll the call-ins just once to make sure that nobody's been accidentally unable to call in or talk as a result. If that's
Okay.
not too much trouble, I apologize.
Nope, you are fine. I appreciate the reminder. Once again, that is *6 for any call-in users. If you're on a computer, you can just press unmute. And I know that our tech person is taking care of your request on the tech side. So once again, are there any witnesses who would like to testify before the Public Service Commission?
I would like to make a comment.
Yes, if you could give me your name, please.
My name is Leslie, Leslie Miller, Miller.
And Ms. Miller, do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give this evening will be the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. And one question before your comments. Could you tell me what area of Spire's service area you get service in?
I actually am a St. Louis City resident. However, I am calling in on behalf of a nonprofit agency. I'm the senior director of the LAHEAP program and weatherization for the Urban League of Metropolitan St. Louis. And I just wanted to speak on a little bit the partnership between Spire and our agency and what that partnership means to low-income programs that support the community.
Yes, please go ahead.
So with that being said, Spire has been a great partner in helping us to serve the low-income community of St. Louis City. The programs that they offer support, again, weatherization, the LAHEAP program, in addition to their support through the Dollar Help program. So I would just like for those partnerships to be recognized and given some credit, because they are indeed a great partner in helping us meet the needs to the community that we serve.
Thank you. Are there any questions for Ms. Miller? Any commissioners have any questions for Ms. Miller?
Judge Commissioner Hochmeyer, I don't have a question. I just have a comment that I want to commend Ms. Miller for what she does for the LAHEAP program and community. That's all.
Well, thank you very much.
Indeed. With
Thank
that,
you.
Ms. Miller, you are excused from our virtual witness stand. Are there any other witnesses who would like to testify to the commissioners this evening? Okay, we are at the end of our hearing then. For our commissioners, are there any commissioners who would like to give any closing remarks this evening?
No remarks,
thanks,
thank you,
Judge. I'm in good shape.
No, thank
Okay.
you, Judge.
Thank you all. I would like to thank all of our participants today for their testimony. If you do have additional comments or someone could not be present who would like to comment, you may make written comments by contacting either the same email address that you used to register for this hearing or the Office of Public Counsel at mopco@opc.mo.gov, or you can go to the PSC's webpage. Please make sure and use this case number for any communications. That's GR-2021-0108. This hearing is now adjourned. We are off the record.